Hello, it's MattyFBaby back with some Jungle Cup action for you, and we're going to go over another meta pick. In my opinion, Raichu is an amazing Pokemon for this cup, and we're going to tell you why and show you some battles with him. So let's go talking about what Raichu has to offer. Let's heckin' go. Alright, so let's go over and look at what Raichu has to offer. Our sources are going to be Go Ranger app and PvPoke.com. So let's start. Let's look. Raichu is just an electric type. It's vulnerable to just ground typing, but it is very squishy, so while it only has one weakness, it still, there are some moves that it doesn't want to see, like a Razor Leaf or maybe even a Rock Throw kind of hurts it too. But with preferred moveset is Thunder Shock, you get an extra half energy per turn over Spark, and what that ends up doing is the moveset activation times for the charge moves is going to take about a second longer for everything if you do have Spark. So let's say Brick Break takes 4.5 seconds to proc, then Brick Break is going to take 5.5 seconds with Spark. So is it a big difference? In my opinion, that can be a really huge difference when it comes down to things. So Thunder Shock, and then we're going to want Brick Break as a fighting move. That's going to be only 35 energy cost. It is going to proc faster than Thunder Shock would. In the Rainbow Cup, we wanted Thunder Shock as our quickest move with Wild Charge as the deep hitter, but this time we want Brick Break because there are going to be a lot more grass Pokemon too that are going to be resisting all the electric types, and there are going to be a lot more things that are going to have that are going to take super effective hits from the fighting moves. So that's going to be only 35 energy cost for Brick Break, and then we want Wild Charge as our preferred Nuke 'em move. Nuke 'em, get him down, send him packing, send him to a coffin, in a casket, a basket, a tisket, a tasket. But yeah, Wild Charge, 50 energy cost, which is not much, and then it's it's just a big hitting move. You guys already know that. Let's look at his resistances real quick. It's going to resist flying, electric, and steel type moves is what the electric types are going to resist. So let's look over at PvPoke.com, and it's going to have Raichu ranked number 13. It's going to have Thunder Shock, Wild Charge, and Brick Break as the preferred moveset. It's going to be a great leader, not a great attacker, but a great defender and a good closer as well. Raichu is squishy still, just like he has always been, so he's still going to want to have a shield, so that way he can get an energy advantage and start spamming while the other Pokemon's like, oh, I got my one move off, he shielded, and now he's sending like 2 more moves my way. What do I do? Do I burn all my shields, or do I just go down? So look at the usage. Thunder Shock is the preferred 100% over Spark and Volt Switch, but Spark, it can be viable, I'd imagine. I haven't tried it yet, but it's gonna hit the charge moves about 1 second slower, so it's definitely gonna be a big bump down. It might not seem like a lot, but there's been a lot of times where I've been able to spam a lot and get some stuff off with just 1 HP left. So Wild Charge is the preferred moveset, 49.1% usage, and then Brick Break followed. But you can see Thunder Punch still, it scores really well on PvPoke, so it's only 30% compared to 20% between Brick Break and Thunder Punch, but we want to get those charge moves off faster, so we're going to go Brick Break this time. Its key matchups are going to be against Noctowl. It does really well. And then, you know, the two big guys with no weaknesses this tournament, basically, Caesar and Fortress. There's basically no fast move besides Hidden Power that is going to hit them for super effective damage. They have a 2x weakness to fire, but there's like nothing with fire fast moves. So you got some other stuff that have fire charge moves, like a Low Pony and like a Manectric, but they're just not as viable overall in the meta, and it's just not worth it in my opinion when there's other options that can handle the Caesar and Fortress. And so it has decent matchups against Caesar and Fortress, and then it does well against Golem. Again, it's not like overwhelmingly high score, but it does beat it. And then Pidgeot, it has a really high score. So the stuff like the Flyers, the Noctowl and the Pidgeot, it's going to have a really high score against. So what I like about Raichu is pairing it up with like a Heracross. It can protect the Heracross from its double weakness of Flyers, and then it can also join Heracross in helping to take down the Caesar and Fortress. So yeah, those are 2 Pokemon that are hard to take down, the Caesar and Fortress in this meta. So what I like about the combination is that especially if you throw in a Graveler too, that way the Graveler can really be there to protect them both from the Flyers, and then if you need to, you can use Raichu. I like that the combination of the Raichu and the Heracross can really get you in a decent position. They all have really plus matchups with a lot of the meta, including including the Vigoroth as well. So in the top counters, basically it's going to have all the grass boys as able to handle the Raichu, so that is something you do have to take into consideration, is that yeah, the grass boys are going to resist, especially the grass poison boys that are going to resist Brick Break as well, but the grass in general is going to resist that wild charge. So next, let's look at the fast move activation. It takes just 4 Thunder Shocks and 4.5 seconds to get a Brick Break off. That is like nothing. And then that's really fast. And then, and like I said, it's going to take 5.5 seconds with Spark to get that Brick Break off. And then for Wild Charge, it's going to take 6 fast moves. So instead of 4 for the Brick Break, it takes 2 more for the Wild Charge, and that's 6.5 seconds. That's really fast, and it does take 7.5 seconds with Spark to get there. So now we have some battles with the major homie Pokey AK. If you for some reason have not shown that dude love still, you're I don't know what you're doing. Just go do it. But yeah, let's go watch these battles with Pokey AK. We did a best of 5 series. Alright, so here we go, best of 5 series with Pokey AK. The first match, we're going to have a Fortress versus Raichu lead, and right here we go, send the Wild Charge almost as soon as it's ready, and yeah, he's going to go ahead and tank that, and you're going to see that it does a lot of damage. After that, we do an instant switch and try to just take the Fortress down before it has a chance to dip out, but we don't get it all the way down. We almost do with the Heracross. So next he brings in Credilli, which turns out he was testing Credilli and Dustox for a video, and I was just trying to get some more footage of Raichu, because I've been playing with Raichu and he's been doing really well for me. So it's going to be a plus matchup right now, this Heracross versus the Credilli. I was thinking a Grass now is going to come my way, and I tank that Stone Edge, and it actually does a lot of damage to us. We can survive a Rock Tomb, and it doesn't do that much damage as a neutral damage from a Fortress, but now I learned the Stone Edge from a Credilli is going to hurt. That is going to be something I want to block in the future. So we bring in the Golem to try to finish this bad boy off. Yeah, we just decided to bring in the Golem and try to get him to farm up a little energy since the Credilli was almost down. And he's having a little, you know, he's taking a second to think about who he wants to bring in. He decides to bring in the Fortress. Okay, I was like, I don't want to take an Earthquake, double weakness. So yeah, I do elect to use my shield because Earthquake is going to easily one-shot us. Golem as a rock and electric type, or Graveler, Lowland Graveler is gonna be taking 2 times weakness, or 2 times super effective damage from the ground move. So that is something you have to take into consideration. And right now we're on a race to get this Vigoroth down, and hoping that we can get this Rock Blast off, and we are unable to do that. And we don't have any energy farmed from the Raichu, or else we'd be able to come in and possibly, take him down. But he has 2 charge moves worth of energy left over, so he's able to go hit us with both that before we're able to do any Thunder Shocks or anything. So here we go, game 2. We both decide we liked what happened game 1, and we both decide to lead with the same Pokemon. So what I do this time is I farm extra energy with my Raichu, do the same thing of sending off a Wild Charge. I am kind of worried that this time he will elect to shield it, but he does not, and I understand why, because it worked last time. Why not go the same way this time? But this time, we're again not able to get the Fortress down, but we do almost get it down. So in comes the Credilli again. We're going to go ahead and Mega Horn this guy, try to get him to use a shield. He's going to be taking neutral damage from that bug move. He does use a shield, and this time we're worried he's going to be shield baiting us with Grass Knot, but we're not going to sit there and let a Stone Edge take our Heracross out of the fight. So we decide to shield this time. We learn from our past mistakes, and that's something we got to do as battlers, and we are able to get the Credilli down before we have to use another shield. We're patiently waiting to see what comes back in. Will it be the Fortress? Will it be a Vigoroth? Will it be a new Pokemon? So he comes in, and we know that we can take a Rock Tomb and we can take an Earthquake. So we elect not to shield and to save our last shield, and then pop a Mega Horn off on whatever Pokemon is coming in next. Turns out he is also running the same line as last game, just like I ran the same line as last game. So he's going to go ahead and block that, and we do a decent amount of damage with our counters before the Heracross goes down. So now we're going to bring the Raichu back in. We have 1 shield, and we have some energy ready to go. So we instantly do a Brick Break, and wondering if it's going to be enough to take down the Vigoroth at that level, and it is enough to take him down. So GG for game 2. The series is now 1-1. Alright, so next we have a different lead for both of us. I elect to bring in the Heracross lead, and he's going to bring in the Credilli lead. You know, he was trying to bring something in that would be able to tank the wild charges, is what I would imagine. So he switches into Fortress. This is still a plus matchup for us. We elect to save our Heracross and bring in our Raichu and get to farming energy and try to down him with the Brick Break. So this is going to force him to shield if he wants to save his Fortress, and he does want to save that Fortress, which is understandable. That is a beast, that is a hog, that is a boss hog, beast, gangster, that Fortress. Watch out, it's a gangster in this meta. We do not want to see that Earthquake. We definitely block that up. Honestly, Raichu needs to block most moves. We get to farm in a little extra energy before we down the Fortress, and that's what's so amazing about Raichu, is he's just a farmer, man. He just farms and farms and spams. He's like a spam caller. He's like green eggs and spam. The Sanichu is coming to town, and when he comes to town, you want to be wary, because that dude will break your shields or he will bust you up. This meta has a lot of Pokemon that are weak to that Brick Break, and that Wild Charge is also going to hurt as well. So we are deciding if we want to save our Raichu and get a little more extra work done with him, and we decide to do that. We shoot up the Grass Knot that's coming in, and we're going to go ahead and hit another Brick Break. He will be resisting as a grass Pokemon that Wild Charge, so of course we're going to elect to do the Brick Break, hoping we can get to another one and down the Credilli, and we are able to do that. So Raichu coming in and just being Sanichu is coming to town. I know a lot of people's legacy Raichus are these Sanichus, and we're hoping we can get a Brick Break off on this Vigoroth, but we are unable to do that before he downs us on the counter. So next we bring the Heracross back in. He's got a little bit of energy, and he can eat one of these Body Slams. So we're going to eat one Body Slam, and then, yeah, we're going to be able to get this Mega Horn off and finish the game. He almost gets us down on counters, but not quite. Thankfully, we do resist those things. And, yeah, we're going to get the game 3. So now we're up 2-1 in a best-of-5 series. Alright, so next we both switch leads again. He goes back to good old Fortress. I'm thinking maybe he tries to switch it up and hit up that Noctowl or something. I don't know why, because I just let Heracross last time. That's why. So I bring in the Alolan Graveler, and Alolan Graveler is going to have a pretty decent matchup against Fortress too. So that's what I like about this line, is that they can protect each other. The Graveler and the Raichu can protect the Heracross from the flying type moves, and then they all three can do pretty well against Fortress, and then, you know, Graveler doesn't do so hot against the Vigoroth. But yeah, it's a really nice line that I've been running recently, and it gave me a lot of good matches, and has done really well for me so far. He brings in his Alolan Graveler, and I don't have an Alolan Golem yet. I'm going to try to find an Alolan Geodude that I can power up, or that I can evolve into Alolan Golem, but for now, all I got is the Graveler, so expect to be seeing that, and not much Alolan Golem for the time being. So here comes the Dustox. So we're going to go ahead and switch to our Raichu. I think maybe I should have used a Mega Horn to try to get him to use one shield, and this is where he makes a massive mistake, that he's going to be, you know, kicking himself in the butt later. You know, he's thinking, you know, he's got 2 shields left, and this happens to us sometimes. We're up in a match. Right now he's up, and you know, he's thinking I'm going to go use the Brick Break, something that he will resist. So he elects not to use a shield, and in comes the Wild Charge. You know, he thinks I'm going to try to shield bait him, and that he'd be better off saving his shields for later after like, you know, me trying to shield bait. But I didn't go for a shield bait. I went for the Wild Charge, and it paid off. I really lucked out that he didn't shield it, but sometimes you get lucky in these matches. So now he's going to go Silver Wind us, and we are going to let him down us. And next is going to be the Alolan Graveler versus our Heracross, and his Alolan Graveler is almost done. I don't even have to use the Mega Horn. So yeah, very GG's to my guy, PokeAK, and yeah, very good showcasing of what Raichu can do. I have tons of more footage of Raichu just being Santa Claus. Yeah, he's making his list, and he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out which Pokemon are naughty or nice, and he's gonna Brick Break them and Wild Charge them if they've been naughty. This video is not sponsored by GoHub or anyone except for my Patreon and channel members. Thank you to them, and if anybody wants to sponsor me, hit me up. Thank you for watching these matches with Raichu and my little Raichu Jungle Cup video. I really appreciate all the support. Sorry for not doing friend code giveaway via videos anymore. I started getting to a point where I've been getting, it's so humbling and flattering. I'm getting like 5 and 6 requests to be friends a day. Like a slow day for me now is like getting 3 people DMing me, asking me to be friends, and it really is humbling and flattering. But join me in tweeting at Niantic, asking them to let us buy more friend slots. I know I would buy more friend slots. I need more friend slots. I need 300 or 400 slots personally. And just want to let everybody know, I've been told to do this for months from several different friends, and about a month or two ago I did make a friendship level tier on my Patreon for $2 a month. So if you want to be friends and you really want to be friends, please consider supporting me on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. And I appreciate all my Patreon supporters and my channel members that are really helping me get to this dream goal I have of becoming a mobile Pokemon Go DJ and taking a little DJ rig around the country to parks and downtown areas near you and throwing Pokemon Go parties. So thank you to all my Patreon and channel sponsors. You guys are amazing and I really appreciate that. And thank you to everybody that wants to be my friends. It really is humbling and flattering. And yeah, it just breaks my heart that I can't be friends with everybody and that I've had to purge so many people off my friends list. It hurts. But thank you guys for watching. If you are new, I hope you decide to subscribe, and thank you guys again. That's all I got to say. Peace out.